morning. What's going on, guys? It's your boy Sydney here with you. And do I have an interesting topic for you guys this morning? I know this is slightly later than usual, but I woke up a little bit late, but that's all right. That's cool. I used up a bit of energy with that live last night, but I'm refreshed now. I'm good to go. Starting work around about 8 o'clock. So, I got thinking about the contraceptive pill this morning. And what's going on, Underdog? How you doing, buddy? This one's for you. And I realized some pretty heavy things, and in just searching for the thumbnail image for this video, I came across something even more holy shit. But I'm not going to go into that right now because that's another video in itself. But I just wanted to talk about the physiological effects this morning. Now, one of those physiological effects of something we don't talk about with the contraceptive pill, where it's something we do talk about is, well, it gives women the ability to have control over their own fertility, and that's fine, right? Happy for them to have control over their fertility. Happy for them to be able to prevent an unwanted pregnancy. I guess something I'm not so happy about is the fact that there's no real option like that for men, and that it's simply the word of the woman that she's taking it and taking it properly and using one that's effective for her body. And so many guys get lulled into a false sense of security from that. And it's not always a good place to be. Welcome to those of you guys who have just joined the chat, Boski and Underdog, that I can see so far. Now, guys, are you aware of what one of the key elements of the pill is? One of the things that's actually in the pill is a dose of testosterone. So women do naturally carry differing levels of testosterone depending on the point in their cycle that they're at, and it is an important part of their physiology, but it's very minimal, and largely the hormone that flows most freely through their body is estrogen, and that defines a lot of their feminine features. Things such as soft skin, just like, we can argue about what the effects are, but estrogen does make women physically more feminine, typically speaking, within the framework of the DNA that they've been granted by their parents. And I actually know someone who was on a contraceptive pill that had high testosterone, and they actually mentioned to me that once they went onto a lower testosterone pill, they actually started to have less acne, which was caused by the high levels of testosterone. They also became less attracted to women and more attracted to men because they were bi-curious at the time they were on the high testosterone pill. And they also told me that they had become more emotional and were crying more on estrogen. And look, this particular person was going through some stuff, so I understand why that may have affected them in that way. But the reality is that estrogen and testosterone changes in the body do make a difference. Whether it's subtle or more obvious, it does make women slightly more masculine in their appearance and their behaviors, particularly if the pill they're taking is a high testosterone pill. Now, we know that the true test of time lies in long exposure to chemicals, drugs, foods, hormones, etc. That's why, for example, someone who is transitioning from female to a male, right? They'll take testosterone as a trans person, and they can't just take testosterone for a month and be like, oh, I'm a man now. Right? It takes time. There's a transitioning. And while there might not be such high levels of testosterone in the contraceptive pill as there is in testosterone supplements, there certainly is reason for concern as far as I believe. NYC Korean barbecue kettle chip says that there was an active shooter over at YouTube headquarters. Holy shit. That might be my video for tonight, I think. If that is the case, I might have to do some reading up on that, do some research by some credible news sources, not CNN. Because of course it'll be an alt-right, straight white male that did the shooting. If you allow CNN to give all the reporting. Whereas it's probably just a child from a single mother, which is probably the real situation. Anyway, I'm not going to go into that. That's a topic for another day. But I got to thinking, you know, especially with feminism and with the rise of the contraceptive pill, and you know, everyone making all these contraceptive choices. So I'm just adjusting the angle here of my camera. All these contraceptive choices. It's like, okay, well, what happens now? You know, what are the long-term effects? So we've got feminism. We've then got the contraceptive pill to give women choices. We've then got an increase in testosterone levels in the general population because, you know, a high percentage of the Western population now are taking testosterone laced contraceptive pills, right? And on top of that, so you've got a large portion of the population that are now being indoctrinated by leftist rhetoric around feminist ideology, plus you're introducing testosterone into the majority of Western women, plus you are impacting their fertility, which is causing our reproduction rate to go down and causing issues with, you know, the future generations. Or maybe it's good that we're having less kids. Well, it would be good if we weren't introducing so many people from cultures that don't necessarily support Western values. Or maybe it's good that we get rid of some Western values, you know. And guys, this is, if you look in the description, I've actually said that when I took the red pill, you know, the more and more red pills I take, and the more and more that I deliver, and the more that I cognitively process this, the more and more obvious it is that everything's interconnected. You can't just take a single issue. You can't just say, well, single motherhood's a problem. It's like, okay, well, why was single motherhood caused? It's like, well, you know, by the women's lib movement. Well, what caused the women's lib movement? Well, feminism. Okay, what caused feminism? Well, women not working. Well, what caused women not working? Of course that was patriarchy, right? But no, it was men wanting to protect the women in their lives. Okay, why were they wanting to protect the women in their lives? Now you're getting deep, right? Now you're going neurological and biological. You know, you're talking evolution. Right? And along that whole entire process that I've just sort of reverse engineered, it's like, well, you know, kind of where do we go here? Like, what's happened in between? Like, where did everything get so fucked up? And you know, when you start fucking with nature, when you start fucking with evolution, things go wrong, right? Because we as humans, we always try to put our utopian spin on evolution, right? We always try to say, well, this is the best outcome. It's like, well, you don't know what the best outcome is, right? Because evolution is greater than a human being with a set of ideas. Right? It's greater than a human being with a set of ideas, which pushes and forces social evolution, right? Forces evolutionary to become socially designed. But at the same time, evolution is fighting back against sociology, right? So you've got all these people saying, well, you know, we need to evolve as humans, and we need to, you know, give women more freedom, and we, you know, to make choices, and we need to, you know, make sure men don't do this, and we need to do this. And so sociology is kind of utilizing human nature to you know, control human nature, but all they're doing is they're creating chaos. If any of you guys have ever seen Jurassic Park, and I know that it's not a science documentary, but they talk about chaos theory, and chaos theory is real, guys. Like, you can't actually, like, tell me one thing in history where sociology and social engineering has basically come along and say, well, we're going to do this and this is going to be a great idea, and then shit hasn't gone haywire. Give me one example. You can't, but I challenge you to. I challenge you to get thinking about it, because it's going to make you realize that what I'm saying is exactly 100% correct. What time is it? I know what time it is. You know what time it is. And in case you guys were wondering how I was controlling the car just then, I grew up on a farm and I learned how to steer with my knees. I actually once steered for like 3 hours on a highway with my knees. I don't make a habit of it these days because it's probably not overly safe. But for a few seconds on a straight road, it's fine. Uncle Baldy, there's no soy in this bad boy. Better believe it. So you've got the contraceptive pill, right? Making women more masculine through testosterone. And you've got soy making men more feminine. Now, when I started doing all this, sometimes I even thought, shit, man, I feel like I'm a conspiracy theorist here, right? Sometimes I think like I'm a conspiracy theorist. But one of my subs actually said to me one time, he says, Sydney, you're not a conspiracy theorist, you're a conspiracy analyst. And he was right. Oh, what's up, Marcel Harding? What's going on, buddy? And that's so true, right? Like, I really am a conspiracy analyst, because I take these conspiracies, I was like, well, okay, is this actually happening, or is this just a bunch of bullshit, right? Like, I had to sit down and critically analyze, are we living in a rape culture, right? Are we actually living in a rape culture? It's like, all right, well, let's get more specific about this. Is there a rape culture in Australia? And if there is, where is it coming from? Where's it located? What are the causes? I think we all know what the causes are. It's caused by cultural differences, where this kind of stuff is tolerated and almost encouraged and incentivized, and not challenged. Marcel Harding says, please look out for crazy women drivers on the road. I'm always looking out for that, man. Always looking out for that. I'm always prepared, brother. Always prepared. I'm prepared when I go to the shops for crazy cashiers. Prepared when I go on the road for crazy drivers. Prepared for all that shit. Yeah, George Washington Carver explained that you shouldn't consume soy, and that was over 100 years ago. But, like, guys, there's always an agenda behind something, right? Always. As much, whether it's a subconscious or a conscious agenda, there's always an agenda. And let me tell you what I'm talking about here. So with soy, right? Like, it's all the rage now, and everyone's like, oh, soy this, soy that. It's like, well, okay. Why? Why soy? And you've got these companies that are actually, they're harvesting the soy, and they're saying, oh, this is a better alternative to meat. Okay, well, why is it a better alternative to meat? Oh, I know why it's a better alternative to meat. Because it's cheaper for you to produce, and also because you get to virtue signal to all the bleeding hearts that say, oh, don't kill animals. It's like, well, sweetheart, you got to understand how the circle of life works. It's like, it's like they're telling us not to eat animals. They're saying you can't eat this animal because it's because it's cruel, but yet the animals that they're telling us not to eat other animals. Like, they're saying, oh, you can't. And look, I'm not big on the whole eating dogs and cats thing, right? You can argue about that until the cats come home or don't come home, if that's the case. But I guess my fundamental point is, okay, you want to virtue signal and say we can't eat cats and dogs because they've got feelings too. All right, I agree. Cats and dogs do have feelings too. I'm not going to dispute that for 1 second because it's a fact. I know this. I've had cats and dogs. I know they get upset when, they get in trouble. I know they feel love when they're, feeling the love from their owner. I know this. Right? Cats and dogs have got feelings. And I agree with that particular point. But cats and dogs, like, you get a savage dog and it gets attacked, it'll kill another dog, right? You let a cat out that you haven't basically made into a little wussy cat that wouldn't hurt a fly, and it will eat mice, it will kill and eat cockroaches, it'll eat all sorts of small animals, right? It might even eat some big animals from time to time, kill and eat them, right? So what are you gonna sit there and put all the cats in front of TV and put an ad on showing fucking cats eating vegetables? No, we are meat eaters as human beings. That's how we've evolved, right? That's why you're seeing these negative effects on all these people that are just consuming copious amounts of soy, right? Because we're fucking with evolution now, and that's actually really dangerously impacting the future of our society. But yet the companies that actually produce the soy, they're probably having steak for dinner, you know what I'm saying? The CEOs of those companies, do you really think that they're sitting down with a fucking tofu soup for dinner? Fuck no. No, they're not. Right, they're laughing at all you simps. They're laughing at all you soy boys. And look, there's some people that need to take soy for specific reasons, and look, that's okay. It is what it is. Sometimes there are circumstances in which it's a necessary evil, but those circumstances are few and far between. Alright, so I'm just gonna tilt this down, right, just so I've got let's keep all the stuff out of the background here. And it's funny, right? Because someone messaged me the other day and said, try not to pull up to work while you are blogging or doing your videos because, people might actually work out where you live. I don't care. I'm moving to a different place anywhere soon. It takes the trolls a month to track me down. They're going to have not a lot of fun. Yes, exactly, Marcel. CEOs are selling shit to us knowing it's going to kill us that they would never themselves take. It's just like Steve Jobs when he was alive. And Steve Jobs when he was alive. He actually, which is a funny thing, right? He wouldn't let his kids have iPads and iPhones in the house. What does that tell you? He knew the negative impact it would have on society. He knew. And he did not want his kids to fall victim to that. Because he wanted better for them than them for that. So why do we not want better than that for our kids? Why do we not want better than that for our society? Because it's not convenient. That's why. It's not convenient to hire a babysitter. But it is convenient to hand your kid a touchscreen device. It's not convenient, right, to have to actually pick up the phone and call someone. It's not convenient, when you, say, for example, get a new job, to call your 3 best friends. Call your 3 best friends and say, man, I'm so happy, I want to share this with you. It's not convenient to do that. But it is convenient to say, oh, I just got a new job. #winning, #bosswoman, post. That is convenient. Right? Riff Magos says, children are now screwed. At least those of us in our mid-40s remember what it was like without this intensified cuck world order programming. Exactly. Right? And Red Dragon says, or an elephant only eats green foods. Well, yeah, look, as far as I know, an elephant only eats vegetation. However, the people that actually, I mean, look, I think everyone can agree that there's no need to kill elephants, right? It's just, they're just getting killed for the ivory. But, you know, I don't really ever hear about elephant meat being a delicacy or people killing elephants for elephant meat. If they didn't have ivory, no one would kill them. Just simple as that. And I just want you guys to think about cause and effect. I want you guys to think. MGTOW Investor just says YouTube HQ is apparently shut out by women. Oh man, I can't wait to do my video tonight. I can't wait to do my video tonight. I surely all the facts will be out by tonight, so that from a reliable source, so that I can do my video on it. It's gonna be cool. MGTOW on the Wind says, my parents never allowed me to help have a flip phone, and I thank them. Exactly. You know, when I was 18, I worked in the mobile industry for many years, and you know, I had the flip. I had pretty much every phone. I worked at 3 when they had the flip phones with video calling and everything. You know, I was right in the middle of this tech revolution, and you know, I saw the beginnings of social media. Like, I saw all of it. And the biggest problem that I see with it all is that it's just destroying people. It's destroying social interaction. Right? It's destroying the fabric of our society. Ah, yes. So Uncle Baldy just says, yes, it's just been on the news here in UK. Yes, a woman shot YouTube headquarters. There goes your narrative, feminists. There goes your violence narrative. Have fun turning that one into a toxic masculinity video, Susan Wojcicki. Have fun with that. Because I'm going to be laughing all the way to the end. You can't do shit. It's too late. You got caught out. Got caught out with your bullshit narrative. And, you know, Riff says he sees children as young as 9 with a phone. Dude, I see even younger than that. Man, I go to restaurants. Like, I go eat somewhere, and I literally just see kids everywhere playing games on a tablet. Like, literally, the parents have bought them like a tablet holder which has got a stand, and they stand it up on the table, and instead of food in front of them, they've got a tablet. Right? Rather than food, they're consuming this bullshit. Rather than food, they're consuming this bullshit. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. Anyway, guys, you know, there's another. Now I gotta do 2 videos tonight. You guys are like, my mind just keeps ticking, and I'm just like, get shit coming out. Like, anyway, I'm gonna do the 2 videos tonight. On top of this one, I'm gonna do 3 videos today for you guys. So tune in tonight. It's probably gonna be about 6 p.m. Sydney time, which is GMT 10 plus. That's the time zone I'm in. Look forward to seeing you guys. But I want you to think on how the testosterone in how feminism and the sexual revolution and, you know, the birth control revolution and the testosterone that is impacting women on a broad scale over time, and how that's causing women in the West to become physically less attractive than they used to be. I think that's actually playing a big part in why, you know, and the thing is as well, testosterone helps to increase muscle mass, right? Jason Sperado says, thanks to the red pill, I'm now more interested in introspection. Yeah, same, man, same. So true. You know, I'm always introspecting. I'm always looking into my own views. I'm always reflecting on things I say. If you guys go back through my video, right, you notice that I went from being a rager. You know, I still get pissed off sometimes. I still get fired up, but I'm a lot more, I feel like I'm a lot more balanced these days. You know, I'm really sort of coming into a zen place, and I like that, you know, because it allows me to bring across a more articulate message to you guys. So, you know, that's That's important. And if you haven't already smashed that thumbs up, before I leave, guys, smash that thumbs up. We got 19 in the box, we've got only 7 thumbs up. Man, come on. I know you can do better than that. But like, in all seriousness, I really appreciate you all jumping in. If you haven't subscribed to this channel yet, hit the subscribe button, bang the bell next to it so you get my daily notifications of my red pills, sometimes multiple notifications a day, for all the different pieces of information that you guys need to know that's important for you to be aware of it. So really appreciate you guys, and I'm looking forward to I'm looking forward to delivering the information tonight that I got going on for you. I love you boys. Appreciate you all. And until tomorrow. Well, until tonight. Peace.